This is the INKPULP Podcast.
Welcome to the INKPULP Podcast, the final installment on how to paint Batman. I've got a lot going on here. I got my mic, got my trusty webcam, I got this camera right here, I got my phone going. Mad stuff. Alright, so today we're going to finish this. We almost finished it last time. We have a couple more things to do. So today we're going to be using titanium white acrylic gouache, leaf green acrylic gouache, cerulean blue. The blue is for the eyes with the white, and then the white on the reflective light on the face. So what I'm going to do first is squirt out a little bit of leaf green. It was way too much leaf green. And before I add the white, I just want to touch up a couple of areas here. So we're going to get that going. I just have some little bit of touch-ups to do here where the paint got too thin. Okay, there we go. Looking good. Alright, so now we're going to tint it so that we can get some really nice highlights into that reflective light, some hot spots, if you will. Get some white down. Okay. Do a little mix. Make a nice tint. I want to make a healthy tint here, like a pretty dramatic difference. So I'm going to use a lot more white than green. And there we go. Remember, this dries a little darker than you see it laid down, so I'm going to keep adding some white. There we go. That looks great. And so then what we're going to do over here is get some nice little hot spots filled in. I'm just trying to dry out my brush a little bit. There's a bit too much moisture in it. So I don't want to cover the work I've done. I just want to put some accents into it. So I'm not going to the edges, I'm just hitting some spots here and there. Okay, and of course we got a little bit on the nose we need to hit. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is we're going to mix the cerulean blue with some white so that we can do his eyes. I thought about doing his eyes with that green tint we just made, but I think that it'll take some power away from the reflective light, like the strength of it will fade, and we don't want that. So I'm going to make a real intense tint of blue and white now. I really want very little blue in there. That's the trick of this whole thing. So let's get some white and then a little bit of blue. That is going to be just perfect, I think. Yes, it is. And there's some green getting in there because it was in the brush, but that's not terribly problematic, I don't think. I think it's just going to add to the overall harmony of the piece. Sometimes little mistakes happen because they're supposed to. All right. So the eyes, and again, we're going to go back over this with colored pencil. It's a little bit of a tricky area here. But adding that blue really helps the white kind of lay down a little better too, which is nice because that cerulean blue does lay down really well. Okay, see the difference? If we look at the two eyes, that's really popping. Let's get the other one in. And by taking the yellow away from this eye, the orange that was underneath from that initial wash, by covering it with blue, we're going to give a lot more strength to that yellowish green, because it will now appear as if it's the only spot where we're seeing that close to yellow color. There we go. Nice. I'm going to add a little bit more to the first eye because it's a little thin in some areas, but that's okay. And I just messed up the eye a little bit, but I'm going to go with a colored pencil, so it'll be fine. The very last thing I want to do with the paint here is I want to hit some spots in the reflective light of pure white highlights within that green I did. Okay, getting a little bit in there will be good. Booyah. A little bit of booyah here. A little bit of booyah there, a little bit there, and I think we're good on that. I think we got the color all rocking now. So now that that's done, the only thing left to do is to grab my colored pencil and tighten some things up that need tightening. So just cleaning up some line work here. Be mindful of what's wet. You don't want to be smudging all that work we just did. Let me get my oil-based pencil and give her a quick sharpening. That's the way to go. Okay. And I'm just going to tighten up all these areas. And this also gives you a chance to clean up areas where the paint was a little sloppy. And you can also come into the light just a little bit like that. It's a little bit wet still in that area, so I'll go back over that later when it's a little more dry. Remember, I said the eyes are a really great area to make those edges as crisp as can be. Covering up that misstep there. Tightening things up here. Perfect. Just want to tighten up over here. Okay, and you just got to peek around and see what's what. There's going to be a little bit of tightening there. Also, it's not just about tightening, but it's about getting those dark darks back to dark dark. There we go. And also, one more thing I want to do is touch up some of the rendering that is getting lost through all the washes. So I'm just going to lightly get in there and touch some of that up. See, just looks nice. A little more pronounced. And you don't want to do this everywhere. You want to choose your spots wisely. And okay, like this is a really good spot for it right here, because we're fading from dark to light. We've got a few spots in here I think would benefit from it. And I think we could clean up some of this a bit too. Get some of those sharp points back to it. Maybe hit that one spot that I said was a little wet before. Alright, and oh, I said I wanted to darken, not just refine. I can see here there's a little bit, some wobbliness, and that might be it. I think we're about done. So let me know, how did this process work for you? Did you like the teaching technique? Did you like the painting technique? And if so, please check out INKPULPinstruction.com. Sign up for my newsletter, get yourself a free lesson, and maybe pick up that painting video I put up on there, or one of my other umpteen amount of videos that we have currently released. Every new episodes coming out every 2 weeks for this year. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Peace.
Comics, hip hop, life.